What's up guys, my name is Devin, also known as FBE, and welcome back to another episode of Footballrs. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the right gear for skill players. In this video, we're not going to really focus on any specific products, but we are going to talk about what type of gear skill players should have. For this video, we're considering skill players as running backs, wide receivers, and defensive backs. These are the faster guys on the field, so this gear we're going to talk about in today's video is going to cater to them. The first product we're going to talk about is helmets. Believe it or not, helmets are not really position specific, at least for skill players. When getting a helmet, the number one thing you should prioritize over everything is safety. Of course, the goal of a football helmet is to protect your head while you're on the football field. When picking out a helmet, I would highly suggest checking out the Virginia Tech helmet rating scales, seeing how the helmets stack up, and then finding one that fits your price range. There are a lot of options out there, but my top two favorites are easily the Schutt F7 and the Riddell Speedflex. But that doesn't mean there's not some other really good options out there besides these two. The next thing we're going to talk about is face masks. So this right here is the ideal face mask for a skilled football player. Just kidding. For skill players, you're going to want a face mask without a lot of bars. As you guys can see here, this one just has this bottom part in front of the mouth and no extra bars in here, and then no extra ones in the middle either. Bars can get in the way of your vision if you guys have them all over the place, and as a skill player, you don't really need that added protection. Most skill guys just wear a face mask like this, or one with eye guards like this one. The eye guards are these vertical bars here you guys see right in front of the eyes. So basically, the only bars you really need as a skill guy are these bottom ones, and then you can also get these eye guards as well if you want, and they look pretty cool. The next thing we're going to talk about is totally optional, and that is a visor. A visor is not needed whatsoever, but it's a really cool addition to any helmet setup. Visors are a great way to get some extra eye protection because you never know when things like dirt, turf pellets, or fingers can find themselves in your eyeball. And did I mention they also look pretty cool? Check it out. They make visors to fit all sorts of helmets. I think we have videos on how to fit them on an F7 and also a Speedflex, so check that out if you guys are curious. Visors also come in a whole bunch of colorways, but do keep in mind when you guys are grabbing one that the only ones you can really wear in game are going to be totally clear. These iridium ones and the tinted ones you got to save for pregame and practice. If you are looking to buy a visor, I would recommend our channel sponsor Shock 2.0 0G. These fit perfectly on the F7 and the Speedflex, and they look incredible. The next thing we're going to cover is mouth guards. Now when it comes to mouth guards, you guys can go a couple different routes. You can go with the classic boil and bite mouth guard or the lip guard mouth guard. The boil and bite mouth guards are exactly as the name suggests. You boil them, you fit them to your teeth, and then they are in your mouth all the time. There's no external part. For the lip guards, you don't have to mold them at all. They're ready to go right out of the box, and they do have an external part that covers your lips that's going to give you some added protection. When buying a mouth guard, it's always smart to check out the dental warranty on the back. Some have bigger warranties than others, so it's always good to have that information. These days, mouth guards come in a ton of different designs, colorways, patterns, and some are even flavored. Personally, I'm a big fan of the mouth guards from Next Gen, Shock Doctor, and Battle Sports. The next thing we're going to talk about is another item that is completely optional, and that's going to be a chin strap. Nowadays, most helmets come with a pretty good chin strap, and that's perfectly okay to use. But if you want, you can upgrade to something a little bit more comfortable and a little bit safer. The one we have on all of our helmets, and we talk about them all the time on the channel, is going to be Sportstar. They make the best chin straps on the market. They're proven to absorb more contact than any other brand out there, and they're worn by tons of NFL players. You can also sometimes grab them in team colorways if you guys want to stray away from the usual black and white chin strap. Just another cool way to upgrade your helmet setup. Next thing we're going to cover is shoulder pads. As a skill player, you're going to want something really low key and really lightweight. You want to be able to move as freely as possible and do what you need to do on the field, and that starts with the shoulder pads. It seems that every single shoulder pad company out there has a specific skill option, which is going to be a little bit more low key and have a little bit less padding here so you can move your arms a little bit more. Some of our favorites on the channel were the 2-in-1 shoulder pads. Those things are extremely lightweight, and then the Zenith Velocity pads came in at a very good price point. You guys can check out the reviews for both of those if you guys want. To go along with the shoulder pads, you guys might also want to grab a back plate. They bolt right up to your shoulder pads. A back plate is a great way to extend the protection all the way to your lower back, and they look pretty good on skill players. Just like the mouth guards, they make these in tons of different colorways, tons of different designs. There are so many back plates out there on the market, so find one you like and grab it. They're usually only about 25, 30 bucks. Some of our favorites are from Next Trend, Battle Sports, and Shock Doctor. We've got another optional piece of equipment for you, and that's going to be arm accessories. Now again, you don't need any of these to play football. They are not mandatory, but if you guys care about drip, you're probably going to buy some of these. There are tons of options out there. Arm sleeves, turf tape, bicep bands, baggy long sleeves, whatever you guys want. There's so many options. Some of them actually serve a purpose. The arm sleeves and the turf tape are going to protect your arms, and then some of them are just for the aesthetic. The next thing is one of the most important pieces of equipment for skill players, and that's going to be gloves. Now technically you don't need these. It's not like you can't play football without them, but in today's game, they're pretty much essential. The best gloves for skill players are going to be receiver gloves. They're They're lightweight, non-padded, and most importantly, super duper sticky. These will help you catch the football, of course. Now, if you are a skill guy and you don't like receiver gloves, you want a little bit of protection on the back of hand, they do make padded receiver gloves, which is the same thing, but with some pads, and you still get the grippy palms. But some of my favorite personal receiver gloves are going to be the Nike VaporJet 7.0, the Adidas Adizero 13, and the Cutter's Rev Pro 5.0. And then grip boosts are pretty good too. And the Next Trend G1s are pretty solid. These gloves all feel pretty light on hand, and of course, they're super sticky to help you catch the rock. The final thing we're going to talk about is my personal favorite, as you guys can tell by the backdrop, and that's going to be cleats. Now, cleats are definitely something that is position specific. You can't just grab any old pair of cleats and expect them to work for your position. I learned that the hard way my freshman year of high school. For skill players, you're going to want something low cut and lightweight that feels really tight on your foot. You're going to want something with a good traction plate that digs in when you cut and has a nice snappy feel with each step. It's really important that the cleat fits tight on your foot, gives you a nice natural feel when you're running, and also feels good when you're cutting, because that's what skill players do. They run and they cut. Now, if you are a skill guy that does want a little bit of ankle support, they do have some options that give you a little bit of support, but again, for skill players, I would just recommend something low cut and lightweight. But as far as pure skill cleats go, I'm going to recommend anything from the Nike Vapors, the Adidas Adizeros, and then the Under Armour Spotlights and the Blurs. Those are all skill football cleats. These cleats are all designed with speed and agility in mind, but make sure you find a cleat that you feel comfortable in and go to work. There you guys have it. There's the best type of equipment for skill football players. Hopefully this did help you out. If it did, drop a comment. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, like the video, comment what you guys want to see from us in the future, subscribe for more videos just like this one. My name is Evan, also known as FBE, and thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of Footballrs.